Children, so now we'll start with the line by line explanation of the poem Dust of Snow. The way a snow shook down on me, the dust of snow. So the manner the crow had flapped perhaps its wings, the action is not elaborated here. It's not explained. It's not required to. It's just that the crow had somehow tried to perch to another twig maybe, or somehow move, that made the poet feel that the flapping of the crow or some movement done by the crow made a dust of snow fall from the hemlock tree on him. From the hemlock tree. From a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood. So the action of the fall of the dust of snow from the hemlock tree with the help of the crow brought in a change in him. Absurd, right? I'll make it simple. How did it happen? It was easy. Till the time we look into the whole prevalent episode through his eyes. How? Here crow, as I was telling you in the first video, is taken as, absurdly, unfortunately, taken as an example or symbol of demise, ill luck, darkness, bleak, Stygian. There is no reason to it, maybe. Even if there would be, I would not choose to know. And hemlock tree is nevertheless a very poisonous tree. So, the fall of the dust of snow, the word dust, is bringing in the idea of nonchalance, zilch, nothing. And a nothing in the form of a lump of snow, when falls on him, changes a nothing within him into an enabling cure. What nothing was there? The death. What is death? Another nothing. Every episode, every crucial episode, easy, simplified, grotesque episode of our life is nothing but a huge nonchalance, a huge decision by God, maybe by the universe, whichever you believe into. Maybe your karma. Just like he accepts his karma and later on brings in a realization that why was I going to commit suicide? Why was I leave the point of suicide, since it's not here? It's just a deep reading that brings in the idea that he was into a suicidal mood. But however, since it's not put in, let's bring it a little simpler. He was into a regret. That's what is said here. R-U-E-D, rude. He was into a remorse. But he had forgiven his hardened shell, his heart wounded, cut. And when he forgives himself, the soul purges. The soul takes a divine decision to let things go. Let it be. This is a tough decision. When you decide to let things be and let it be and let things go, maybe you eat up your pride, you chew your ego within, and finally, what do you digest? A bad decision. Isn't it a good decision finally? This is what Robert Frost wants to bring in with an amalgamation of wrong beliefs and his wrong decision. The wrong belief of thinking a crow to be bad, of bringing in the idea of hemlock tree coming on his passage might have added an ill luck to his already suffering luck, ailing fate, diseased decision. But it did not. Why? Because Robert Frost, rather the narrator, did not choose to. It was his decision to accept the rivalry brought in by the society, by people, by our dictionary, by our preamble, which we make in our constitution. It is a man-made belief. And children, another contrast that is brought in here. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree, and there is a medicinal plant called rue, R-U-E. So perhaps he also brings in a contrast of the two trees in the episode of his life of committing a mistake to err is human. He started with the hemlock tree and ended with the medicinal plant rue. If we delete the D from R-U-E-D, we are left with rue. So perhaps he allowed his soul to find healing just with the simple action of the fall of dust, of snow. And the action was done by the sweet little crow, who unfortunately is named dark, bleak by people. However, so let's move on to the poetic devices used in this poem. The first is rhyme scheme. Remember, it is in a shelf of A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. The first line's end is equal to the third line's end, and the second line's end is equal to the fourth line's end. Not equal, rather the pronunciation is equal. So the rhyming scheme is, I'll repeat, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Next we come to alliteration. Where was it? Has given my heart and saved some part. So has and heart has a repetition of H and H. And saved some part, S, S. So what is alliteration? Repetition of a consonant sound, not always just beside each other, but a little away from each other. Then again, inversion. Children, I'll read it out. How is there an inversion in this first stanza? The first stanza is somewhat like this. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. The actual framing should be somewhat like this. The dust of snow from a hemlock tree shook down on me the way the crow ... flew away, perched up, shook itself. Right. So are you understanding what is an inversion? Just the change of lines which had to be, or which should have been in the first part is actually taken down, put down. It's just a change of staircase. Then again we have assonance. What is assonance? The pronunciation of the prominence of vowel word. And finally we have enjambment. What is it? It is the continuation of a sentence throughout a poem. How do we see an enjambment in this poem, children? Have you seen something? This whole poem has got a single punctuation marks. That's a full stop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 4 and 4 lines in the two stanzas ends with a single punctuation mark, which means that it was all in one expression, as if he spoke and then a relief. And what was that relief? A heel that he decided to cure himself with. And he decided the crow to be an angel in disguise, and the hemlock tree to be somehow medicinal, much contrasted with that of the rue, a medicinal tree. So that's the end of the poem. I guess it might be helpful to you. If you have further questions, please come up to me through the online teaching process. Thank you. Have a good day.